These are your evening headlines for July 23rd, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Austin Pace. New reading data shows Idaho students making progress thanks to a phonics push. Student reporter Elise Kraut has the story.
New results from the Idaho Reading Indicator show some encouraging news for Idaho's youngest readers. Students in kindergarten through third grade are making steady progress in reading proficiency, with gains seen across every grade level. The data highlights improvement not just from fall to spring, but also year over year, showing the efforts to strengthen early literacy in Idaho are paying off. State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Debbie Critchfield, says it all comes down to phonics.
Without question, it's our focus on phonics and all of the elements incorporated in the science of reading. And so our focus on preparing our teachers on instruction based in phonics, reading materials, has definitely had the impact that I knew it was going to have. It was going to take a year or two for us to see those results, and this latest round of reading tests will really highlight that.
Phonics is a way of teaching kids to read by helping them match letters with the sounds they make. It teaches them to sound out words and put those sounds together so they can read on their own. Looking ahead, Critchfield says her goal over the next 5 years is to keep seeing those numbers go up as more students become strong readers. To keep that momentum going, lawmakers approved $5 million during the last legislative session to help with teacher training and phonics support.
We're grateful to the legislature for recognizing the elements and components that go into successful reading instruction. And that will add real-time coaches that will be in schools all over the state.
This funding means schools can bring in real-time coaches who work directly with teachers, providing hands-on support right where it matters most, in the classroom.
It's not a program, it's not something that you watch, it's not a book that you read, but it's an actual coach that teachers in the classroom will be able to look to for support, for help, and that is the last piece of what we know to be the effective strategies for increasing learning outcomes and abilities.
And it's not just for elementary teachers. Critchfield says the support will help educators across all grade levels.
We want all of our teachers to have mentoring, coaching, and professional development around reading skills.
You can view the spring 2025 IRI results on the Idaho Report Card at idahoreportcard.org. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Elise Kraut.
The man who pleaded guilty to killing 4 University of Idaho students will spend the rest of his life in prison. 30-year-old Brian Kohberger received his sentence today, but not before family members of the victims gave their victim impact statements in court. It was in November 2022 when Kohberger broke into an off-campus house and stabbed to death Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Zayna Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The statements from family members were emotional and raw. Listen to what some of them said.
The world's watching because of the kids, not because of you. Nobody cares about you.
Disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power. And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer.
You stole my peace. You've altered my every waking moment, every sleepless night, the way I view the world, people, safety, trust. It's all been changed by your cruelty.
Kohberger pleaded guilty earlier this month. He had the opportunity to speak in court, but only said, "I respectfully decline." We still don't know his motive. Judge Stephen Hibbler was emotional as he read from his prepared remarks.
During the quiet morning hours of November 13, 2022, a faceless coward breached the tranquility of 6 beautiful young people and senselessly slaughtered them, 4 of them. Who committed this unspeakable evil was unknown for several weeks, but due to the killer's incompetence and outstanding police work by numerous local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, the person that slithered through that sliding glass door at 1122 King Road now stands before the world and this court unmasked.
The official sentence is 10 years fixed for the burglary charge and 4 life sentences. Kohberger was also fined $50,000 for each of the 5 charges and $5,000 in restitution for each of the victims' families. He cannot appeal his sentence and will spend the rest of his life in prison. A family is heartbroken after discovering a memorial cross at Oxbow Reservoir on the Idaho-Oregon border was vandalized beyond repair. The cross was placed 21 years ago in memory of John Travis, who died in a four-wheeler crash at the reservoir on Memorial Day. His family hoped the cross would remind others to avoid reckless behavior while enjoying the area. Every year, Travis's family visits the cross to pay their respects, but this year they found it riddled with bullet holes and twisted out of shape. According to EastIdahoNews.com, the family found more than 100 shell casings scattered around the area. The cross had been cemented into the ground, making it impossible to remove and repair. Oxbow Reservoir is a popular recreation site, and vandalism has never been an issue in the past. Now the family hopes to replace or repair the cross. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for July 23rd, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more.